Hey guys, it's Derek here. Today we have two massive packages, one from Nin Game and another from Good Smell Company, that we need to cut open. So let's get into it. I guess we're gonna start off with this big package here. Now, this one's from Nin Game. Shipping was a little bit more this time because I decided to go with FedEx, one of their faster options. Got here in like 2-3 days from Japan, so that's actually pretty good. And cost me about 12,000 Japanese yen. Not terrible, and especially for the giant box. It's kind of crazy that 12,000 yen, or close to $120, is considered good shipping price now. The other options, of course, were to like ship it via surface parcel, but I didn't really want to wait almost half a year to get this, so there we go. Gotta cut it open a little. Okay. As for customs, this time was actually pretty straightforward. Didn't have to do a phone call or anything. The FedEx guy showed up to my front door and it only cost 25 bucks Canadian, so really good. More extra padding. Alright, I'm gonna put it on the ground so we don't spoil anything. Give me a second. I think we should start off with some of the smaller things first. So here we have a Kana from Dragon Maid. Now we already have the Toru, and I think this would make for a nice addition, of course. I picked her up for 6,450 yen. So a little bit on the more expensive side, but I'm starting to see why this costs so much. Of course, you do get your normal base and whatnot, but also another attachment. And that's because... Ooh. Oh, she's cute. Is the backpack removable? I think it is. You also get a sitting down pose of her. So I guess you get an extra spare body piece. Kind of makes sense why it does cost this much more than your standard Nendoroid. So the backpack does look like it's removable, so that's really good. If you want, you can also plug in the stand base plug at the bottom of the backpack. So not bad there. As for movement, I think it is going to be very, very, very limited just because the top piece of her shirt does kind of run into everything. And I believe these are just pegs that go in. Realistically, we don't really get much articulation, if at all. As for her facial expression, we have her blank stare expression as her generic one. We also get two other ones here. One that is kind of smiley and happy, and the other one kind of sleepy. Yeah, as for other accessories, we just get a little crab with a hand attached. Nothing crazy here, but I was actually expecting a little bit more articulation out of her. But still, she's gonna look really good next to Toru. Nendo collection's growing so quick. Also, if you can't tell, the room is super hot again, or the area that I'm living in is super hot again, so I need to have the air conditioning. That's why that thing's over there. Yeah. Summer's not the most fun to film things in this room. You know, hopefully it gets better once I move, but yeah, we'll talk about that later. This next one here, I actually got on sale. I forget what sale that Nin Game had, but I was able to get it on sale and then add it to the private warehouse, so it shipped all at once. But that is Ninim. Can't pronounce it, but it's from that one anime. I believe it's like something genius country. I don't remember what it is anymore. One of those isekai, it was an isekai. Technically it's not an isekai, but it feels like an isekai. But the main character, very, very capable person. She is the assistant, and she also has the same voice actress as Amelia from ReZero, so there's that too. I actually got her for 3,333 yen. A little bit like about half of what a normal Nendo would be. I think that's a really good deal, pretty good steal. And other than that, I believe she just has a scale figure out too, but that's more of her light novel look. One of the main reasons why I wanted to pick her up is because she's really awesome in the series, kind of a badass. On top of that, she does have some cat moments as well, and it looks like we do get the cat ears to match with that. Overall, looking really, really cute. She does have a movable piece of hair off to the side. Now, I wouldn't bend it too much. It is just with a peg, and the ahoge can be removed. I don't know about you guys, but I've been watching a lot of isekai lately. Isekai is really, really fun, but I'm glad that there are animes still out there that are not isekai and they're just basically fantasy. Feels like the trope is kind of getting old. As for articulation, we actually get quite a bit at the arms. It is connected right where the cuff is, right here. So you do have extra points of articulation. Entire dress piece is basically one piece, so there is no real movement there. You get a pretty we got a pretty serious face as our generic face. We also get a worried face and a blushing face. As for the other accessories that I think are really cool, we also get, let me just dump them out. Pretty sure the only other Nendo I have that has cat ears is Komi, but the way hers are put on are a little different. Now, Ninim's ones are actually connected together, so that's interesting. Try not to break that because it is just a very flimsy piece of plastic, and it looks like you just wedge it in between like you normally do. As for other accessories, we do get crossed arms, extra hands, so she can hold up some paper, I believe. It is like a paper, but they didn't write on the inside. It's a little weird. And we also get some like cat hands. For some reason, I think the Nendo bases, the standard ones at least, are kind of growing on me. I know that I'm always an advocate of trying to get the easel stands and making things look a lot cleaner, but they're not bad. And they don't cost anything. Maybe in the future I will switch out more of them, but for the time being, on display, they're all primarily using their normal base. I believe we just have one more Nendo in here. I know, we had quite a few Nendos lately. Forget how many do we have. I think we have like almost 30 something Nendos, if not more, which is quite a few more than I initially set out to collect. They're just too damn cute. Next up, we have another Nendo that kind of completes a set, or at least the duo. And that is Takina from Rikidus Recoil. Now, we originally looked at the Chisato before, and we finally have her counterpart now, so I'm really excited about that. As for pricing, she is on the more affordable side, coming in, I think, only at 4,800 yen, so pretty good there. And as for accessories, though, we have way more than like anyone else. So I think it really is a licensing thing. All right, let's just take a look at Takina first. Takina looking really cute here. Very generic facial expression as her default. As for articulation, it's pretty normal, nothing too crazy. It's a little movement at the waist, and the skirt is a separate piece. Facial expressions wise, we have a generic sorta smiley blushy face, a serious face, and a more smiley face. Not too many, but that does kind of, you know, resonate with her character in the anime. We also do get a backpack, and I think one of the biggest reasons why you might want to pick up Takina, other than to complete the collection, is her gun arsenal. We got a big old LMG with a nice little magazine here, decent paintwork, and the strap is kind of like faux leather, faux suede. That's kind of interesting. We also do get a pistol with a silencer and a regular pistol and holding hands. So you can hold Takina and Takina can hold Chisato's hand, vice versa. Very straightforward. I think it's a really good value considering what you're paying for her. And for whatever reason, maybe it is actually the licensing. She's a very affordable Nendoroid. Let's keep it moving a little bit. Let's pick up something a little bigger, something in the 1/8 scale range, and maybe something from Pokemon. This is the Haruka and Mizugoro, or Mei and Mudkip. Overall, nice little box design here. This is actually, I believe, the third release of her. So originally released back in 2017, then in 2019, and again this year, 2023. So a little over 10,000 yen. Still crazy value, I think, in terms of getting Pokemon figures, or figures in general in this day and age. So shoutouts to Kodo for delivering on that. And I believe I did get the counterpart for her. Forgot his name, Brandon, I think, but that's on a boat somewhere in the middle of the ocean. I don't know where that one is. Wasn't too keen on getting it quickly, so I didn't want to pay for the extra shipping. Ooh. But here we go. A little Mudkip in a little baggie here. Super cute. I think they did a really good job on Mudkip. Again, with a lot of these figures, not a whole lot of shading on there, but honestly, for the price, that's kind of unbeatable. So. Ooh. I do like the base. It's nice and clear orange. Yeah, I don't know. I think the one thing that kind of, I don't know if you could say it irritates me, but I really do wish that they kind of stuck the Pokemon on here a little easier. Mei is nice and secure on here by default, and yeah, there's a little bit of tape protecting her arm. There we go. We got Mei in a winky face. She's wearing her standard outfit. Now this is actually the, I guess you can say like the game or like the manga version of her. There is another one of her with Torchic. I didn't pick that one up because that one's more anime based and I didn't quite like her in the anime. Nice little cute version of her, a little more pastel-y or washed out, and that is also a nice little consideration. But yeah, how the heck does Mudkip stay on here? Oh, that makes more sense now. Mudkip kept on falling over, but there is a little water-based thing that you can put Mudkip into. A little wedge right into the tail part, and it stands up perfectly fine. Oh yeah, I like that. That's actually really cool. They need to make more of those kind of watery effects or fiery effects for everyone else, but that is actually a nice little addition, and I think it's gonna really make sure that Mudkip doesn't fall over, because I've had some people do construction here for around the house and everything, and Red up top kind of fell down at some point, and that scared the living crap out of me because I was in the middle of work. Yeah, no, jump scares like that, no thank you. I think this will be much more secure, and I'm gonna move that at some point too, so don't worry about it. Moving on to the next figure that was also released this month, or I guess in June, we have this beautiful Rem figure. Now, I originally didn't have her pre-ordered just because she was looking a little bland, but after thinking about it a little bit more, I decided why the heck not. This is from Wonderful Works, and it is my beautiful waifu Rem dressed up as like a mage, or at least she has the Morning Star as like a staff thing. It's a little unique, so yeah, let's take a look. This is super cute. I think this is a pretty cute version of her. And obviously, anytime Rem is cosplaying as something else, it's always fun to add her to the collection. The Rem collection is still growing quite a bit. I'm kind of running out of Rem display space. Like the entire bookcase is basically just all Rems. I refuse to call it a shrine. Ugh! Oh, that smells terrible. What is that? It smells like paint. Ugh. Okay, I might have forgotten to mention, but this is a 1/7 scale Rem, so this should fit in quite well with all my other ones. As for assembly, it does look like we have just a little bit of assembly. Pretty straightforward, just 1 and 2 pieces. Let's cut this open. Kind of curious, have you guys bought from Wonderful Works before? Because this is my first time, and I don't really know what to expect. Because typically Rems are made by Furyu, and they do an okay job there. Ooh. Speaking of that, they also have this new military version that's out. I'm considering getting that, but I also don't want to have to buy RAM because it looks like they're a set. I'm a little conflicted. Also, the paint job on that looks kind of sus. But little Morningstar thing, kind of interesting. Very, very hollow, very, very pink. Looks like everything else is just one giant piece. They really spent the time to really package her up, so I'm glad that they went and did that. But let's take a look. Ooh. Okay, Wonderful Works. I see you. Okay, first off, I actually really like the paint job. They've done a really good job with all the shading. A lot of nice airbrush work here, I can see that. Also, this is one of the better paint jobs I've actually seen. I think if you had to rate it, this would be better than some of the FNEX stuff. This costs way, way less. I think it's only like 16,000-ish yen, so not a bad price at all. Like, the eyes, they don't have any gloss there, so that's one part that can improve. And also, the mouth doesn't have any gloss either, but little minor things. Other than that, the paint job is actually really, really good. A lot of pre-shading on here, and it's all throughout. Like, they didn't skimp on any part of her. Typically when there's like a lot of blues and blues and purples, they kind of just, you know, shove it under the rug and make sure you don't see it kind of deal. But this time around, this is really, really nice. Also, the hair, nicely shaded too. I'm actually really blown away with this. I'm surprised I didn't pre-order this, but damn, this is really good. Who knew that Wonderful Works makes great stuff like this? So, we do have 2 pegs on the bottom. Goes right into the stand here on the base. Ooh. I am slightly worried, but based off of how their center of gravity is, I think she won't really bend over time, but only time can tell. Hopefully she doesn't bend at all. I like this a lot. One of my favorite Rems, I think. This is awesome. They could have improved the base. It's just a black base, but other than that, that's full marks for me. I'm really impressed. I think I need to look into Wonderful Works a little bit more. There might be some other new gems that they come out with, and I want to be prepared for that. Oh, careful. Enough of that. Let's move on to, I think, one of my more anticipated figures. This one is a 1/8 scale. It's from a series that gets a lot of love, but also doesn't get a whole lot of love. He hasn't shown up in a little while, but let me just cut him open real quick. This is gonna be my third Alter figure. And it's also from the same series as my other two. This is the Altair Tomio Kikyu from Alter, 1/8 scale. This one was a little bit on the more pricey side compared to the other scales we've had, because this is coming in at 21,000 Japanese yen. A little bit more on the expensive side, but I'm still really excited for Demon Slayer. I know that this season is over, the Swordsmith arc, but is it over? It is over, yeah. But I'm, you know, I wonder what they're gonna do in the future for the next little bit. I've completely finished the series via reading it manga-wise, so I already know what's gonna happen. For anyone else who's just anime only, you're in for a treat. Instruction, maybe it's an instruction QR code thing? That's all they gave you? But it looks very straightforward, and you're just gonna pop them in and, you know, Bob's your uncle. I mean, for a 1/8 scale, he does look quite a bit bigger than some of my other stuff. Not that I'm complaining. Ooh. Oh, very strong. Very strong smell. Base looks amazing. Look at that. Nice and weighty. Doesn't bend like my other one that I have. And has a nice solid metal peg right in the middle. Kind of in the middle. Nice and really wavy. And this is bendable plastic. So I think it might hold up a little better over time. Probably will be better in terms of getting it scratched as well. Might be a little more resistant. Nice little white parts they put on the end for effects. I'm so excited for this. Okay. Oh, here's Gyu himself. I don't know what more else to say. It's basically just beautiful ultra quality for everything. Nice good shading on all the little bits. Facial expressions very spot on. Very lackadaisical, nothing happening. I'm actually kind of glad that they went with just like a decal for the Howdy pattern. Not like the Aniplex one, which in theory would be really cool. In execution, it was not that great. One of the main reasons why I decided to switch over primarily to the Ultra line. Now, hopefully they make Rengoku and Utsui or Tengen and everyone else and Matsuri. I like how it did the buttons too. This is really nice. Major step up compared to the other two, I think for sure. Whoa. Great attention to detail though. They even added a little bit of paint at the very bottom where the sandals protrude through, or the blue things for the sandals protrude through. Damn. Oh, solid. I do see a little worrying bit here though. It looks like we do get a support stand of some sort. Not looking forward to using this little thing, but it would be great if you told me where it'd be. I don't get this. Why give me a piece of paper and a QR code when you could just put it on the paper? So we got the sword facing this way. Okay, that slots right in. Beautiful. Yeah, honestly, I don't know where the heck this goes. Give me a second. Let me just scan this thing. Okay, you plop them in, put them in there. Oh, okay. So this actually holds up one of the pieces in the back. Do you really need it? For the sake of the video, I'll use it. I don't really see the purpose of this. I would say it's basically optional. I'm actually kind of blown away with how good this looks. For a 1/8 scale, this is actually much bigger than I first anticipated. If I still had the Aniplex version, I would compare the two and show you, but I'm almost certain he's closer to like a 1/7 than a 1/8, maybe. Now we're gonna move on to the biggest package here, which is this one from Good Smile. I didn't think this would show up so quickly. I think they sent me the shipping notice really quickly and took like 3 or 4 days to show up, which is like record speed. I've never had anything from them show up this quickly. Quite frankly, this box is actually bigger than the Ninja Game box, and there's only one figure in here. Honestly, the shipping for this was actually dirt cheap, only 2,000 yen, and that's one of the main reasons why I've picked up a few more things off of them as individual pieces. Also, they did not charge me a single bit on custom, so I am super happy about this. It showed up at my doorstep. As usual, no one rang the doorbell, but hey, not having to get charged for customs, I'm super happy. Honestly, they didn't have to give me such a big box though. Very unnecessary. I'll see if I can show you guys. This massive box can... Ugh. Feast your eyes! Look at that. There's like no packaging under here. There's no padding, but there's just one box. Oh man. And that is the Power Bunny. A bit of lore, a bit of context. This thing cost like 39,600 Japanese yen. Right off the bat, this is basically my most expensive bunny to date, I think, like retail wise. Now, I was a little scared. I originally wasn't planning to pick this up just because the pose wasn't crazy, but I was not willing to pay aftermarket price. So this had to have been done. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's Power. Bunny version of Power. I did see online that there are some people mocking this up with her holding a weapon. Honestly, I think this was a missed opportunity. They totally should have included a weapon, but the box itself is probably one of the better boxes I've seen. Kind of right in line with the Lacus Klein bunny that I opened up a while back. Very, very colorful. Has some splash art graffiti on there. I think they actually got really creative with this one, so I'm really happy. Let's cut this open. The biggest thing with bunnies though, other than the crazy price initially and also aftermarket, how good the quality control is. Let's just temper our expectations just a little bit, open this up, and hopefully everything on the inside is a-okay and I don't need to send it back because that's a pain in the butt. Ooh. Nothing important. I'm gonna move a thing or two around. I don't really want to KO my room. There we go. Live over there for a bit, and we'll move you. Yeah, you can chill over there from you. All right, now we got room. So, did you guys pick up this Power Bunny as well? And if you did you also get the Makima? Honestly, the Makima, wasn't for that design. Didn't really like it. Ooh, yo. Okay. Big old generic base in matte black. This looks terrible. Yeah. I guess it does have to accommodate her semi-wide stance. And can't tell, I'm a little rusty. We don't open bunnies up too often. Okay. Moment of truth. Okay. Holy legs. Jeez. Look how big her legs are. Freaking oh my god. Okay. Massive. Is this gonna fit? Oh crap. I have a dedicated spot that I'm putting my bunnies in, and I don't want to have to redo the shelf, like height-wise, because you might be my tallest bunny now. Oh god. All right, let's get everything undone first. Then we'll go from there. Lots of paper on the back, or lots of packaging on the back. That's always a good sign. Bunny suit. Let's look for imperfections. Are there hairs on this? No, there is not. And it's also a nice glossy red. Nice vibrant red, so that's always good. I think this will look really good next to my 02 because I think it's the only other red bunny suit, and it's also really nice whenever Freeing does a bunny suit that's not just in black, so I'm always happy about that. Kind of just wish they made her a little more unique though. I don't know, I'd say this is like pretty standard quality, pretty decent quality. I'm not expecting too much. You are really just paying for the licensing with how much this costs and the sheer size. I feel like the hair should be a little more vibrant. Yeah. The hair should be a little bit more vibrant, but not bad. Please fit. Oh god. Please fit. Yeah. Gives me anxiety whenever I gotta put these in. Power is nice and secure there. Very good. Now we're just gonna undo her ear thingies and then put in the stuff. Oh, come on. There we go. And there we go. Nice. This is awesome. This is really nice. Pricing wise, still kind of crazy. I don't know if I'd ever spend this much again, but how do you beat this? The stocking versions of all the bunnies are probably their best versions anyways. So if you can get it, I definitely recommend it. I think it might be a little more difficult now, and I really don't want to see, I don't want to know how much the aftermarket for her is gonna be, or if they make a Kobeni. But yeah, she's super tall. Like, I did not expect that much leg. Damn, it's 10 inches tall. Overall, I'm super happy with how everything turned out. all of the figures look really good this time around, and yeah, nothing bad or catastrophic happened, so that's a good thing. That's always a good thing. I'm still the most impressed with that Rem, but everything else here still looks really solid. So if you guys did enjoy the video, please consider giving it a big old thumbs up. Comment down below what your favorite figure is here, and I don't know if you guys know or not, but I actually opened up an Etsy store. It's the Tofu Stall. The Tofu Stall. We have some really cool pins and other things on there. A little bit of merch that I've actually designed. So hopefully you guys will go and check it out. And yeah, maybe pick up a thing or two. And also check out last week's video. We actually are doing a giveaway. Check that out and see how you can win things there. My name is Derek, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.